Boom. Hello. Welcome to 605 at 605, episode 2 with Tory Jones, ladies and gentlemen. Tory Jones is the creator of such films as The Wicked One, Angel, Wicked Ones, and some upcoming stuff that we'll eventually get to. It's nice to have you up here, Tory. Thanks for making the drive.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. So, alright, let's just take it back to the beginning. Because you've done stuff before The Wicked One, before I met you.
Right.
What was the first one?
So, I got started in 2009 with an attempt at a fan film to Halloween called Halloween Homecoming.
Which you can't find anywhere, right?
Which you can't find and you won't find anywhere. Big learning experience for a 19-year-old kid. But the film was never really completed, and from there, in 2011, made Killbillies. Again, first real...
So let's just what's Killbillies? Give me a synopsis.
So Killbillies is basically about this family reunion that is broken up by this group of crazy backwoods, inbred Kentucky rednecks.
Okay, hell yeah.
Who run a little off-road market, and again, first film, very rough around the edges.
Yeah, because you said the first one was a fan film.
Right.
So this was first time, like, I'm going to make my own movie.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
So, a couple of indie people in that movie, Kayla Perkins and Deb Perkins, which you know.
No relation.
No
right?
relation. Who else was in that movie?
Yeah, Deb and Kayla both in the Wicked One franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I acted in that movie too.
You acted in Killbillies?
I did act in Killbillies, yeah. One of the...
You haven't acted since. Really? You just do cameos now, right?
Well, there's a reason for that. If you watch Killbillies, you'll see.
Now, we can find Killbillies, though, right?
Killbillies is available on my website.
We'll link it.
I don't recommend watching it, but,
Trailer in the description.
Oh, God. But, yeah, that was the first one, 2011.
Okay. So then, after that, is that when you were going to tackle The Wicked One the first time?
So after that, I really wanted to do like a slasher movie, create my own slasher, and myself and a member of my film company at the time helped me write the Wicked One. The original script, it was set in a sanitarium, and we tried to shoot that film in 2014.
Okay.
And then...
So it had been 3 years since your last project.
3 years, yeah. Tried to shoot that in 2014, and then things didn't work out, and then, of course, came back in 12 scripts later, 12 rewrites later, shot The Wicked One in 2016.
How many rewrites?
12.
12 rewrites. I was going to say, we were in a sanitarium for 4 shooting days, maybe?
Yeah.
5 shooting days, compared to the original script being basically the whole thing.
The whole thing, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a change up.
That's where 605 came into the picture.
That's where we met.
Yeah.
Well, we actually met on his first version. Is that the first version still? Or was that more
that
of
was
a
the first? That was the first version.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think you had came up with Jack.
Yeah. Jack at the time was the owner of 605, and he was playing The Wicked One for Tory.
Yeah. And you had came up to set, rode up with him to Louisville.
Was it the concert scene?
It was before that. We were at that old building first.
Was I the cop the night we met?
I think so.
Oh my God. With the mustache and all. Woo! Rough.
Well.
So then Wicked One.
Mm-hmm.
He did that in 2016.
Yeah. We released that 2017.
Angel went into production
2017.
in 2017.
Yeah. So we wrapped The Wicked One.
So you got right off it. Get me back on the horse.
we wrapped Wicked One early 2016. It was like April or May, I want to say. And then we premiered it at Fright Night in November.
Yes.
It screened at Horror Hound in March. And then in April, it was released. And then I was on set shooting Angel in, I want to say, September of that year. September, October of that year.
Very nice. Yeah.
Every weekend for like 4 months. So.
Okay, so you've done the straight through stuff. You've done the weekend stuff. What is your opinion on the shooting differences?
I would rather do it straight through.
Yeah.
I think if you do it weekends and drag it out for months, you lose that spark or
there's a bond that happens with everybody
right.
as the production goes on, as people just hanging out and living together. It happens.
Right.
But yeah, and then you get it on day 3 if you're doing a weekend.
Right.
But then it stops.
Right. You're gone for
5 days, and then you come back and you try to recreate that magic. And to me, the biggest nightmare with all that is continuity.
Right.
People's hair, people's beard. I mean, things just change over 5 days that you don't notice until you're in there editing and you're like,
right.
Was his hat the other way when we shot the last weekend? Nobody checks.
No.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of straight through stuff.
For sure. Of course, if you're shooting it straight through, you don't get burnout.
No.
If you're every weekend for 4 months, by month 2, you're over it.
By the time you start editing, you're like, I just don't.
Right.
Can I take a month off?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, as soon as we shoot it straight through, we usually take a month off, and then a month after that, we're jumping right into it and getting started on her.
Right.
Yeah. Well, okay. So you started in 2009.
Mm-hmm.
What year did you graduate high school?
2008.
2008. So soon after high school, you went into this.
Yeah.
In high school, did you do stuff? Film stuff? Like, did you have buddies, YouTube shit? Like,
so when
where'd the itch come from?
Right. So when I was the itch really started when I was a kid. First time I think I ever went to see a scary movie was with my dad in Hazard, Kentucky. I was there one weekend. I was young. Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight had just come out.
Okay.
And Dad went to see that with some people, and for some reason took me, and I was so scarred in that movie that we had to get up and leave. But then I just remember, going down the street, there was a little hole-in-the-wall movie store.
Okay.
And I just remember being enamored with, the posters on the walls.
The artwork.
Yeah, like this Freddy one right here. And I was like, man, I just, something about that. And then, of course, falling in love with the genre, and I started writing when I was young. And I got to a point when I was in grade school that the teachers, at the end of the day, it was the thing. At the end of the day, the teachers would read Tory's new chapter to his vampire or whatever he's doing. So, and then the next day, of course, all my friends would be giving me their input on what I needed to do or whatever. But so that's really where it started. And then, of course, middle school, you start to lose focus on all that. But I have a camcorder, an old camcorder they bought me for my birthday when I was about 12 or 13, and we used to shoot backyard.
Super 8 stuff.
Yeah, backyard stuff. Between backyard wrestling, and then we would do backyard, I think we tried to do a Freddy versus Jason, with me and my little brother, who was 5 at the time, and so all that stuff looks terrible, but yeah, we was just swinging off grapevines with wooden swords like we were Lord of the Rings or something stupid like that. And but yeah, that's what we did. And then actually, I was working a haunted house.
Okay.
In 2008, and they were shooting a movie there called Nightmare Fuel. Hilljack.
Okay, yeah. Bam, or what is it? It's
Bam and
Spitfire
and all that other stuff Hilljack says. But so I was actually there. They were filming Nightmare Fuel, and James Tackett was in that movie. And
okay.
Jason Crow was in that movie, and Ronnie, and Kayla, and a bunch of other people. So I saw them doing that, and then through there I met some people that helped open the door for me to try to make my
Very cool.
my fan film. Yeah.
That's very awesome.
Yeah.
So one passion just led kind of snowballed into another one.
I just kind of
Found it.
found that. Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. So you've made all these films.
Mm-hmm.
Arguably, you would say are they all passion films, or which ones so far have you made, or have you not made your passion film yet? You think?
I don't think I've made it yet. I'm passionate about them until I get
But
there.
they're the stories you want to tell.
Yeah.
They're not the stories you were just like, I have to tell that one, but I'm not ready to tell that one.
Right. I think They See You was, I felt like that as far as They See You, and because it's different, it's more of a, to
Which
look at.
begins production March 2021.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think the Wicked one, which I always, when people ask, where can I see your work, I'd skip Killbillies and say, start with the Wicked one.
Naturally.
So the Wicked one, of course, is very much a slasher movie. Angel has slasher elements, but honestly, it's more like a thriller.
It's a very atmospheric film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Wicked Ones is probably the most raw slasher movie.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I like it more than the Wicked one.
yeah. I don't even know. It's weird because I don't even know how we ended up with the Wicked Ones we ended up with as far as like the story. I just don't know how we got to that point. We went around and around and around.
It was a spiral, man. It was a spiral of a production.
Yeah.
But, we stuck true to the script that you and Nathan had written.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter how discombobulated we were every day,
right,
we just shot what was on the page.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. And by the time, we got to editing, I was like, hey, we shot what we needed to shoot. We shot the script. Yeah. And then from there, we were able to craft a different story through the editing process.
Right.
We were able to highlight certain moments or decrease certain moments.
Yeah. But as far as the passion project, I feel like They See You is very different. It's a coming of age. Mm-hmm. I've always wanted to do that holiday type movie where the holiday is ever present, and
the holiday itself is almost a character.
Right.
Yeah.
And the Wicked one, even though it was set around Halloween or whatever, it's
Halloween has nothing to do with it.
Right.
It's just the day that happened to be.
Right.
More so than a Halloween movie.
Right.
Something in the vein of like Halloween Town or Trick or Treat,
right.
or anything that uses Halloween itself as an element.
Yeah. So hopefully this is something that fans of independent film will be able to go and revisit every Halloween.
Rewatchable value, yeah.
But as far as the passion project, I don't. I think I know what that is.
Could we talk about it?
We can if you want.
What is it?
I feel like the passion project for me is going to be not even in the genre, really.
Which is totally fine.
Yeah, I feel like the passion project is going to be Rad Hazard.
Rad Hazard.
Yeah. So I feel like that one
day.
One day. Maybe after They See You,
You heard it here first.
Yeah. There you go. Maybe after They See You, I really want to do something different. Than the genre. So we'll look at that.
I tell you what, that's what happened when we were making. We were making horror film after horror film, and then we went and made cinematic reality back in 2017, I believe, and it was such a nice change of pace to just do a drama thriller, because it was all about. All right, well, the story has to be suspenseful. The elements. There was no gore to worry about. There was no monster to worry about. There was no special effects after special effect. It was the guy gets shot, so we need some squibs.
Yeah.
That was the effect list, Other than like let's touch up a bruise here or there.
Right.
Like it was such a nice change of pace, and then after that we went back into a horror film, and it was like good to be back. Yeah. It wasn't like another monster in the woods.
Yeah.
It was like, oh yeah, I missed this. This is fun.
Yeah, it's there's only so many ways to spray people with blood before you're over spraying people with blood, right?
Yep.
So, and I've spent the last,
Especially on wicked ones, man. Poor Nick.
yeah.
You're talking about getting sprayed with blood. Made it rain on the kid for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
For a clip we fast forward times 1,000.
Right. Any chance I could to squirt Nick with blood on that movie, we did it. So many takes of me and you behind the camera just like rolling because he's like choking on blood and
He didn't say cut. Neither did I.
I can remember one of my favorite moments from that movie is like you kept looking at me to say cut and I was like it just kept.
I think it was the raining scene.
It was either the raining or the crow like throwing up blood in his mouth.
Yeah, it's one of the. It was that night, and I'm just like, you still rolling on this? Like, I think we got it.
But yeah. But again, killing people for 12 years, I'm kind of burnt out on killing people.
Hey, yeah, naturally.
So,
I can imagine that.
So yeah, we'll see what happens next.
Yeah, for sure, man. So, I've noticed something. You've been making films since 2009. Mm-hmm. You arguably say your first one kind of started in, 2013? When we do the Wicked one? Or
16.
16.
Yeah.
And, though, you've made feature after feature after feature, mm-hmm. usually with a 2 to 3 year gap or less. Mm-hmm. You never do short films.
One short film.
Which one?
The Confessions of Colin Miller.
Okay. Is there a reason that you haven't made any short films? Or is that just not... You much prefer the feature-length storytelling?
Yeah, I mean...
Because it could totally be just a personal decision. I'm just curious why you don't do shorts.
I think it is more of a personal thing. I just have never really sat down and said, I have an idea for a short film. Mm-hmm. For me, I guess it's just the way I'm wired. Like, I think a lot of short films are hit it and quit it. You know what I mean? And for me, to be able to sit down and invest mentally in something, I need a complete story.
You need the middle.
Yeah, I need all of that. But again, I think that might be something I look at doing. At least just trying it out. We did the Confessions of Colin Miller as sort of like a tie-in to Wicked Ones. And that was like one day and...
Yeah, it was just a night in your kitchen.
Yeah. So maybe, we'll see. I mean, I like short films. I watch short films, especially like, Crypt TV and mm-hmm. A bunch on YouTube. I'll watch them if they're good, and I've watched a lot of your short films.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. And Ken's short films. But,
you just haven't had the idea for a 10, 20-minute story.
Yeah, I really haven't had I feel like I would be better suited if it was a short film in like an anthology or something. I feel like if there was a whole wraparound story that I could...
You could get your mind around that.
Yeah. So...
Okay.
I don't know, just me, man.
Yeah, no, I was just curious. Okay, so you do have a new kid coming very soon.
Well...
Congratulations on that.
You.
But what I was curious is, so right now, what are the ages of your other two?
So, my oldest, she will be 8 this year.
Okay.
And her brother will be 7.
Have they seen any of your films?
All of them.
You really?
Yeah.
I was curious if they have, and if they hadn't, what age you would let them watch them. Do you shield eyes or anything?
Yeah, for the bad parts.
So when do you think you'll be like, all right, I'm going to take my hands down?
Well, there's some parts they don't need to see.
Of course, naturally with certain films, but
right.
I just mean more of like, say the first Wicked one.
But it's almost with our family, and it's crazy to say, but like the Wicked one, when my kids were younger, they were running around the house with the Wicked one mask on, Mm-hmm. So it's just the Wicked one and Angel. That's just
it's not scary to them.
No, it's just that thing Dad does. So they...
When do you think you sit down and watch Rob Zombie's Halloween with your son?
Well, my son...
And not cover his eyes.
My son, Some horror movies, like we've watched the It movies a lot.
Okay.
They dig the It movies. Chucky is another one.
Fun. That's a good one to start with.
They love all the Chucky movies, and
so they can handle a bit.
I'm going to hell talking about this one.
They know that's awesome though. They are the best kids. They turned out fine.
I think I think we went and saw. There's a movie that came out this year or last year actually, because I forget it's 2021, called Come Play.
Okay.
And we went and saw that, and it was the first time I've ever seen my son that scared. He literally,
petrified.
I felt like crap afterwards. Because in the movie something happened, and he was like started like shaking and like closing his eyes, like no. And I was like, oh my god, this is bad. So, but yeah,
Did you take him out? Did you finish the movie?
Yeah, we finished it. But he, they want to be in my films, and that's something like if I do Red Hazard, like I think that would be cool for him because he's huge into superheroes, Spider-Man and Marvel.
So it's a superhero film.
It is, yeah.
Okay.
Kinda. But I feel like that would be something he would love. They want to be trick-or-treaters, and they see you, and
very fitting.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's just second nature at our house. Dad makes movies, so
that's awesome.
That's
great, man. For real. All right, and then you do a lot when it comes to your films. I've noticed you're real big into the art side of it. Not so much maybe doing it, but you oversee a lot of it. Mm-hmm. You oversee the art side. You obviously direct it, and you obviously write it. You handle a lot of the scheduling and the budgeting. And where would you say, as a filmmaker that kind of wears a bunch of different hats, which hat do you wear the most? How do you balance all of that out?
Okay.
Like, what aspect to you is like the most focus? Is it split up? Like how? I'm curious what your process is.
For me, I think the biggest thing
because you are Jonestown.
Yeah.
So how do you manage all of that?
Right. Well, I think the biggest thing I do is just produce. That's the biggest thing.
Okay.
And basically overseeing it from concept to completion. That's one thing I feel like I do because I literally am producing every single department. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I'm looking at every single department and not just making decisions on the creative aspects of it. That's all fine and good, but that's not... We both know that's not all it takes to make a movie.
That's the story.
Yeah.
That's part of it.
Some people, and this isn't a knock, unless they take it that way, but some people can only see it, the creative side of it, and not the business side. And I, as a filmmaker and a producer, I look at it as a business and as a story. Absolutely, I want to make a movie that I will enjoy watching, but it's also like if I don't.
It's got to be a movie we can make.
Yeah, and it's got to be a movie like, can I get distribution with this? Because that's really how I gauge my success. You know what I mean? So, but I think producing I do the most. As far as a personal favorite of what I like to do, I really like. For me, I think art direction and really just honing in on details of the wardrobe, the costume, the look, everything to do with that. I really love that, and I always want it to be as detailed as possible. That's not the cheapest way to go about it, but I think
if the looks matter.
Right. I mean, I'll just give you the Wicked one, for example. That mask, coming up with the idea for that mask, and that mask now, like, people still want that mask.
Yeah, let's say you've got people that buy it and have it in personal collections. Yeah. There's a cosplayer, I believe.
There's like 3 cosplayers, yeah.
Yeah, overseas.
Yeah, that's...
International cosplay.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy to me. This movie we made for nothing, But I think again that is because of the attention to detail of that character. Mm-hmm. And as much as sometimes I don't like being associated with one character. I said this the other day on Facebook, like, oh, that's the Wicked One guy. It's like almost like Angel gets tossed in the back room and.
Yeah, but John Carpenter's also the Halloween guy.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody's really mad about it.
Yeah.
But I get, you don't want to live in the shadow
Right.
of the Wicked One.
Right. But again, I think producing is definitely what I do the most of, because it's just overseeing everything and keeping the wheels turning to get it finished.
Yeah. Very, very good, very good.
Well.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. BRB. All right.
Are we back?
Oh, we're back.
Okay.
We're back. We're live, baby. Not to you guys, but to us. Because this is a pre-recorded and edited show. Brought to you by. So, I thought it'd be fun. Usually on the show here, we do a little game with everybody. Mm-hmm. And I thought it'd be fun to do trivia with Tory.
That sounds like a cool segment.
So, the trivia, I thought we'd make it a little easy so that you're not completely like, oh God, what are we doing right now?
Yeah.
Arguably, the biggest influence on you, I think, is Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say?
Yeah.
John Carpenter's?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is trivia about Halloween.
Okay.
All right? Some of these I think you'll know. I tried to make them a little hard, but I know you know these damn movies really well. All right. So the first one. How old is Michael when he is committed for killing Judas? How old is Michael in that opening scene?
6.
He is. All right, 1 for 1 so far. You probably know this one. Well, just a heads up. What's the name of the garage in Haddonfield where Michael kills the mechanic for his overalls?
Phelps Garage.
It is. And I have a fun fact about Phelps Garage.
Okay.
Did you know that the garage, the truck that sat out front, was owned by the catering company?
Really?
So the people who gave him the food were like, yo, we got this perfect truck. Just goes to show when you're on set, use every available tool that you have,
right.
including your crew. During the walk from school with Lydia and Annie, Lori realized that she's forgotten which school book. Ooh. I was 50-50 on you getting this one.
Is it chemistry?
Son of a bitch. It's chemistry, ladies and gentlemen. Alright. You got 2 more.
Okay.
What is the name of the Wallace family dog that doesn't like Annie Brackett?
Oh, man.
Try to make it a little harder.
What's it start with?
I can't.
Because I can hear Annie saying,
Yeah, let me hear it.
Lindsay, so-and-so is barking again. What's the first letter? That's not going to give it away.
L.
Hang on.
I
You
know.
might have me on this
I
one.
know.
It starts with an L.
Yep. Ends in an R. Now I've gone too far.
Starts with an L and ends with an R.
You want to come back to it? You got 1 more. I'll let you skip for now and we'll come back.
Okay.
All right. Final question.
Okay.
What is the Foley sound of Michael's knife stabbing into people?
Oh, I don't know that one.
No, not even a guess. Take a guess at what it is in reality for the sound of him into the skin.
I've heard this, but I have not retained this one. I'm not sure on that one.
It's a watermelon. It's a knife into a watermelon.
Okay. I thought it was something like that.
Yep. All right. The family dog. The Wallace family dog that does not like Annie Brackett. Starts in an L, ends in an R.
Ends in an R.
Either way, you got the first three right. So you pass.
I pass.
At the very least.
This is going to rip.
I know you hear it in your head.
Yeah. Ends in an R. I have no idea.
Lester.
Lester's
barking again. And a fun fact about Lester. So in the movie, Michael, it looks like he crushes Lester in the film and just kills him. But the way that they actually did it was they had the animal trainer, how did he do it? He held the dog in his arms and then just naturally put the dog down, and they filmed it in slow-mo. So it looked like Michael just grabbed him and just held him until he died. But he was actually just holding the dog the whole time, put him down. They filmed it in slow motion. So that they didn't have to hurt the poor dog.
Man, I'm upset I didn't get the Lester one.
Yep.
Lester is barking.
That's the one that got you. I'm glad I got one of them. I was like, man, I was looking all kinds of stuff up about Halloween, and I'm like, he's going to get all of these. I was like, he knows it's Halloween, man. He knows it. All right. And that was Trivia with Tory. Okay, and we're back for our last segment here. I'm going to kind of wrap things up and just put some things in closing and whatnot. So, obviously at the time of recording this is January of 21, we go into production the next 6 weeks, right? Onto the ACU?
5 weeks from today.
Yep. So at the time of this, we have not gone into the ACU yet. Obviously, that's the biggest thing on your radar right now.
Yeah.
And like I said, you've got a new board coming later next month.
Yeah.
So, my question is, other than they see you in March, is there anything else on the scope for Jonestown as of 2021? Are you taking a little bit of a break? Or do you know, like, obviously it sounds like you're not going into Rad Hazard yet, but is there something that you're like, you know what? I think I'm going to tackle that.
I've started looking at what's next, and tossing around ideas. But as far as a concrete like what's next, I really haven't chosen anything. You know, I have some ideas that are different, that are not person in a mask. So we'll see how that goes. But definitely, I think I've got you know, a creature feature, which you know of. You know the title to that.
Ooh.
Which everyone says I need to do. So
he does need to do it. It's if I was in your shoes, I would imagine the only issue is a finance issue.
Yeah.
It's a hefty creature.
Yeah.
For a creature feature, takes some construction.
Yeah, but I feel like that's a movie like sells itself. Like before we ever
the title alone.
Yeah, before there was ever an Indiegogo or anything like that. I feel like the title is like people would be like, I'm in.
I'll check that out.
So, but there's that, which again is not really a serious horror film or anything like that.
It's in like the Lake Placid vein.
Yeah, Piranha 3D,
Anaconda, yeah, those type of movies.
Yeah, and the cool thing about it is that there's not another movie that has
not yet
this character.
That's why we're not talking about it, because you talk about it,
it'll happen.
That's what happened to me. I told a few friends about a movie I was going to make. That I'm going to make this year.
And then it happens.
And now I've seen, there's about 4 movies coming out about it. And I'm like, alright, I don't know how that happened, but okay.
It's in. So there's that, which I think would be a lot of fun. Shooting over the summer, shooting on a lake.
I was wondering, where do you think that takes place?
It takes place.
I was wondering, is that a swamp thing? Is that like a Kentucky lake thing? Is that
even though I live in Kentucky, I try not to set any film in Kentucky.
Well, is that a Midwest movie?
Actually talked about this on the indie whatever podcast I did with Zane. I mentioned the title. I'm not going to mention it here because that was too much to even mention it then. But but it takes place on a lake.
It's on my notes, but I made sure not to say it.
Yeah, it takes place on a lake during spring or summer break.
Okay.
And party time on the lake, and something's in the water.
Things start popping off.
Yep. So there's that, and then I have I love anything Stephen King. I'm on a huge Stephen King kick right now. Me and my wife have been watching Castle Rock. We've been binge watching that.
I love season 1, but season 2 with Misery. Yeah. Season 2 Castle Rock is the shit.
Yeah, and I love that actress. What is her name?
Oh, she's in one other thing. I'm not gonna be able to think of it right now though, off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Yeah, great show. Great show.
Lizzie Kaplan. That's who it is.
Is that it? Okay.
I love her. But so I've got some suspense ideas, and then there's been some people that have talked to me about maybe I'm looking at this too, maybe producing some films, and
I say you already produced the shit out of your own.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So if someone came to me and said, I have this idea, I think it would be a great Jonestown film, I want you to produce it. Even if they weren't the one who directed it, even if we hired a director.
You bring it to life.
Yeah. I think that's something I want to do. I'm still waiting on Brady to pitch me his dark character study whenever his balls drop, and he can do that. Whenever he's not fixing...
Called out.
Whenever he's not fixing poison apples and stuff like that. Brady, I'm waiting. So that would be a very interesting, very different film.
Yeah, for sure.
In the vein of Joker or...
the
Taxi
Kane
Driver.
BTK film.
Very dark character study, which I think would be cool. And I think Brady would do a great job at that. So
For sure.
And then of course Red Hazard eventually, man.
So it sounds like that's your end game. That's the one you're eventually wanting to be like, I made it.
Yeah.
I made Red Hazard.
Yeah. Which is so weird because I actually already have certain things that I've commissioned for that movie, Red Hazard.
Yeah, okay.
I know I see they can't see it, but I see your Red Hood helmet over here. Mm-hmm. I've had 3D printing done of the Red Hazard get up.
That's awesome.
And all of that, so we'll see.
It's in the oven. It's cooking real slow.
Well,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So, right now, obviously you're getting ready to go, and like I said, 5-6 weeks out from going into production on the ACU. Mm-hmm. So when you're in the trenches like you are right now, before you just go in balls deep into production, what is it that you are prepping the most on, you think? Where's your focus right now as a producer?
Right
Because
now,
I imagine when we get to set, you go full director mode. You'll probably drop the producer hat, go full direct. But right now, I imagine you're producing.
Mm-hmm.
But where are you putting the focus in when you're this close to production?
So right now it is just making sure that our budget is all laid out. Everything is as it needs to be. Everything is we've got everything that we need. Also finishing up the schedule. Making sure that is on point. I think we have like 1 or 2 locations we still need to lock down. And then, of course, a couple of roles. The thing with this movie that's crazy is that there's over 20 people who are some sort of extra in this movie that claimed that perk as a part of our Indiegogo.
Okay.
So they're coming to be a part of that. So scheduling that in and of itself is...
On top of your cast having schedules, now you got to worry about 22 somebody else's.
Right. So been trying to communicate with them and tell them what they need and what it will consist of and this and that and this and that. That's where I've been right now. And then my next thing that I need to do, that I have to do, is get my shot list to Jaron, who's our DP on that film.
What's his last name?
Lewis.
Jaron Lewis. Yep. He will be our cinematographer.
Yep. So that's where we're at with that. And then I think we're going to start building some sets. We got a couple of sets we got to build.
That's always fun, though. Especially like when you did it for the Wicked Ones and what you were able to pull off.
Yeah.
In an abandoned school gymnasium.
Right.
So, very excited to see what you and team pull off for this one when it comes to the set design. Like you were saying earlier, you're real big into the art direction as it is.
Yeah. I usually have more than 5 weeks to do that, though, so...
Well, you better get to work, boy.
That's where I'm a little panicked right now trying to do everything and get all that ready to go. But yeah. So, Friday, March 5th, everybody will start arriving into town.
So at night, okay, so you're doing all this during the day. At night, when you go to kind of like shut it off, do you watch films that are kind of inspiring you right now, or do you completely try to turn that off and maybe watch comedies or something?
Right.
Like what do you do it that? How do you turn it off, or do you?
Well, some nights I turn it off.
Yeah.
Some nights, like last night, I got 3 hours of sleep. Woke up this morning and was like,
I got to drive to Romans for 2 hours.
Yeah. Last night I couldn't shut it off. So what I'll do is, as far as they see you, I'm not really, when I go to lay down at night, I'm not really watching anything close to this film, because this film is sort of all, it's done, you know what I mean? It's ready to go. So right now I'm just trying to shut that off and completely focus on just an escape. Like, I don't know, we've been watching Godzilla King of the Monsters and
I'm ready for
Jurassic Park, and
I'm ready for that.
I'll tell you one thing I have been doing to sort of chill out though. Recently, and it's weird because I'm still creating, but I'm chilling out, is I've got Jurassic World Evolution for the PS4.
Okay.
So I'm on there creating parks and hatching dinosaurs and
that's
doing
awesome.
All that, and trying to build my park and being all super anal and super opinionated on my park and all that, and doing all that. So that's what I'm doing right now to just kind of chill.
There you go. Very nice. Did you see they dropped a date for the Snyder Cut?
I did. I saw that today, yeah.
It's during production. This is what happened with the first Batman vs. Superman. We were making Wicked Ones.
It's the 18th, isn't it?
Yeah. We were making Wicked Ones, and all of a sudden Batman vs. Superman was coming out the first day of production or the day after production. And I still went and saw that movie twice the first week while we were filming the movie. Now we're going into They See You.
We'll be on night shoots, though, by that point, so you'll have
I'll have to watch the Snyder Cut down in the cabin, down in the gorge, but I can't wait.
Yeah.
But, yeah, every time I go into production with Tory, there's a new Batman movie, so I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see how that plays out.
Hell yeah, man.
Gonna have a lot of Batman soon.
We are. Oh my God! Between the Flash and Robert, we're gonna have 3 of them going on probably in the same year at some point.
Right.
It's gonna be crazy. All right. Well, I want to thank you for coming out here and talking shop a little bit and talking about these movies and kind of your background and stuff. It's been fun.
Yes, sir. It's been awesome.
5 weeks.
I don't know.
Maybe we'll do a recap after we do production. We'll sit back down and talk about, we'll take a look back at this video, see what we thought it was going to be like, and then tell you how it went and maybe show you some exclusive stuff. Because as Tory knows, we have a Patreon here at 605.
That's right.
And you'll get to see exclusive stuff from week to week as we film the movie. Because we have Wi-Fi in the cabin, so I'll be able to edit.
Yep.
Cannot wait. But yeah, thanks for coming out, man.
All right,
it's
brother.
been good. And we'll see you guys next time at 605 at 605. All right, and welcome to the 3rd episode of 605 at 605. This week, we have Tony Walters with us from Rad Entertainment.